Hello, Sanjeev ji. Welcome.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
Thank you, ji. Thank you. I guess those of you guys who are watching us in morning, it's good morning to you, and somebody in afternoon to you, and evening people, it's good evening to you guys. So, Sanjeev ji, what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about is three common services that your CPA firm offers: is accounting, payroll, and tax services. Right? Those are the three probably the most common one. So I wanted to find out from you is, first of all, why? I mean, taxes, obviously, we all have to file taxes. So we all kind of get it. Okay, yeah, you need somebody to help you file taxes. But what about some of these other services? There are companies who, claim they're the expert in that area and so forth. So I wanted to find out from you is, why should somebody use Sanjiv Gupta CPA firm for accounting or payroll services?
It's a very good question. So, accounting services, when we talk about accounting, see what we do in our firm is accounting for tax purposes. So, we are not doing accounting for operational purposes, which are totally different from accounting for tax purposes. When we do accounting for operational purposes, it's more about getting the information, reporting to the owners as to how the operation is being doing, and they can evaluate which customer is not making payment on time, which expense is there, which is they can control or they don't want. They can look at labor costs, material costs, and all those 9 yards. It's more operating decision for them. For those people, it's important to have a bookkeeper inside their own companies to go and do a detailed accounting for AR, APs, credit cards, and like different categories of income, different categories of expenses, like cost of goods sold. What we do in our firm is like accounting for tax purpose, which is totally different from that detailed accounting. In what way? We are more concerned on bank statements. We are more concerned on the credit card statements. We are more concerned on the receipts for those expenses. We are more concerned on the reconciliation of the data from the third party sources like payroll companies, sales tax, filing the sales tax returns, filing the personal property tax returns, the data from that, and at the end, preparing the or basis calculation when you want to sell the business, when you want to buy a business, when to invite people, capital from outside, what's your basis, and loans, liabilities, consolidation, what's the balances, reconciling of those balances, current liabilities, current assets. So creating this balance sheet, which is an important tax document, which forms part of your tax returns when it comes to S corporation, C corporation, LLCs. So we are doing that part now. People like to do that on their own, like they want to prepare in Excel all those data. They dump all the data, QuickBooks, not QuickBooks. They dump they from the bank. They dump it into Excel, and they from the Excel they try to create the income statement. But Excel is a single entry system. It's not a double entry system. It does not create a balance sheet, and that's where people struggle because they don't know what is their basis, they don't know what is their liabilities, they don't know what is the bank balance at the end of the day, they don't know what other things are there which are pending. So when it comes time to sell or when it's time to dissolve, they are in air, they don't know what to do. So we do those things. We come into picture. We look at their statements. We reconcile those statements. We look at their receipts. We ask questions which are important from tax point of views. So we are also keeping an eye as to what IRS will look into in case the audit happens, and what areas they will look into and how to cover that area. And at the same time, do the planning for expenses in a way that can lower their profit. Don't come if they dump the data in Excel and they come after the year end. It's mostly the period is gone for planning. So it's better we do it. So when we come into picture, we do consistently like quarterly, monthly basis, financial, and before the year end, we do the look at the data, maybe quarterly, half yearly basis, or the year end basis, and then see where we can do, how to take advantage of the regulations which in place for that year. A lot of time we have seen the tax rules change end of the year. For last several years, the tax law changes like last moment on December, like maybe last 28, 29, 30th. And it's a vast rule changes. Last 1 year, there are three major acts: CARES Act, CA Act, and American Rescue Plan, which has just passed. And they have changed the total tax scenario just in 1 year. So it's important for a tax person to understand, for a taxpayer to understand their situation when it comes to tax point of view. And for CPAs, important for us to understand where our client stands from tax point of view and how to help him or her to lower their taxes, and also uh, plan things for the future like retirement planning, education planning, um, estate planning. So all those things are important. So that's where we come into picture and get the value add on. Of course, they can do the bookkeeping, but it's not the criteria of doing bookkeeping or the taxes. The criteria of helping a client to navigate through all the changes that happens and to also secure their income for future and make their retirement and education for the kids more comfortable and more easier to handle. So that's where our picture comes into. What about the payroll? Payroll we provide as a service addition for providing the bookkeeping service. Because a lot of people say we want everything under one roof. We don't want to go to Gusto. We don't want to go to Intuit, QuickBooks or Intuit Online or other service provider. Why not you take care of everything? We'll send you all the data. So for sake of convenience, we're providing the payroll so that they don't have to go everywhere here and there. It's all under one roof. Sales tax as a service as a service, yes, we are also as just a lot of people are retail sales. They do have to collect sales tax and report to the sales tax agencies. And sales tax pretty much is getting more complex. It's much more complex now with online sales and the complexity of reporting everywhere is becoming cumbersome. And there's no universal method of reporting. Now they're coming up with universal method of reporting of online sales. So a lot of people are not able to handle those sales tax requirements. In fact, if you know, Amazon is now collecting sales tax on their sales and reporting the sales tax people. So we come into picture as a third party and look at the data and make sure that they're compliant with all the sales tax requirements in different states.
Yeah, I think Sanjeev this is my personal experience I have seen, right? People consider all these services after the fact. And by that time, oftentimes damage is done. These people end up paying penalties and the tax returns are delinquent and all of a sudden something that could have been easily taken care of becomes complex.
See, penalty interest, if you see in a year, whether it's a payroll, whether it's a sales tax, whether it's income tax, whether it's other, at least every person on an average pays around $250 to $500 in penalty interest in one way or the other every year. So this can be avoided with proper planning, proper things. Of course, they think that they are giving fees to a CPA, but they also have to understand, realize the importance of what they are getting. It's not only about doing the tax. Like I said, it's not about doing the work. It's also planning for future, retirement, education, moving out, other things. Like there are so many things to plan out. So it's somebody is taking care of those things. You keep doing what you're doing, and other person is keeping watch on that angle, and you have somebody to talk to and find out what else you can do to make it better.
So there you go, friends. I wanted to talk to Sanjeev and kind of learn and explain a little bit of these services here. So if you are a business owner and you're looking to file your tax returns, you're looking to get your accounting done, getting your payroll done, Sanjiv Gupta CPA firm is perfect place to do that. Now, Sanjeev, you are primarily located in the state of California. What about customers from across the country?
Yes, as long as we are practicing from California, we can service all the 50 states. Mostly states do recognize California license. So if I have an office in that state, then there's a requirement to register with the state. But if I don't have an office from here, I can manage bookkeeping, I can manage payroll, I can do the tax preparation from there.
Yeah, so I specifically asked you this question because oftentimes, especially on webinars and seminars, we meet a lot of people from different states. And they always ask, hey, we want to work with you. Well, guess what? You can work with us. If you want to set up a consultation appointment with Sanjeev, you can definitely do a Zoom call with him. You can, you're always welcome to walk into an office, or you can do, WhatsApp call or any other medium. There are just so many ways to connect online these days. So it doesn't matter where you are from, you can definitely do business with us. And as usual, just go to sanjeevcpa.com and you can set up an appointment and Sanjeev will take care of that. So thank you so much, Sanjeev, for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.